Hi, I'm Graham Ezzy. I'm on Maui, Hawaii, and I'm joined by Ross Williams in the UK. Ross, how are you doing?
Good, mate. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. Just getting through this kind of strange situation that we're all finding ourselves in.
I,
But
I have to say congratulations. You're a new father.
thank you. I
How's that
joined your
going?
club.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the
Yeah.
club. Are you
Yeah,
sleeping?
no, it's awesome. Yeah, it's the meaning of life. So just looking at her and
Mhm,
holding her, and I'm just like in awe and,
mhm.
like such a weird time in the world, but it's that feeling of unconditional love that you have for your child is insane.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. The best feeling. Changed my life. I'm sure it
Yeah,
changes
sure.
everyone's.
It does. It's a game changer.
Yeah, completely. So at
Yeah.
the end of last year, the last event of the year, you
Mm.
were an expecting father.
Mhm.
You had a baby on the way. How many
Yeah.
years have you been doing the tour?
Well, I've been doing PWA events since I was 19 years old. So 19, I would have been 1999. So that is
That
22
was
years.
20, yeah.
22 years. I didn't come straight on the tour. I did a few little events. Actually, the first event I did was in Brighton in 1997. And then I did one in Paros, uh, 98. And then when we started doing
Mhm.
the Formula stuff came along and it wasn't so much slalom, I was doing some of that. And then I started doing a few wave events. And gradually from there, I kind of filled in the gaps and went on tour full time, like
So
somewhere between
it's
2000.
safe to say that you're a veteran of the
Definitely a
tour.
veteran. Yeah,
It's so
definitely.
20 plus years competing,
Mhm.
lots of incredible results along the way, great performance in both the racing and the wave disciplines. Now, going into this last event of last year, expecting your baby, what were you thinking? Were you thinking about what are you thinking in terms of your career and where you're continuing,
Mm.
where you're going?
Yeah, I guess I was about to turn 40 as well, so it was another
Hmm.
kind of milestone. It was the end of the season, so end of the season, you generally it's just kind of like, it's one more event, just got to finish the year, and then you can kind of decompress.
Hmm.
Or you can look forward to, I was looking forward to having, spending time with my wife. Had a trip planned to see her family in Chile and also in Argentina. So like I was going with Robbie, who's my brother-in-law,
Hmm.
to Chile and then to Argentina for Christmas and to see the family before we would go back to the UK for the birth that was due in February.
Hmm.
So I guess my focus wasn't really on my career so much. So it was the last event. I had no real expectations. I wasn't in a position that I was going
Hmm.
to, you know, um, be fighting for a podium for the overall for the year.
Hmm.
I was pretty much going to be ended up in sixth or seventh overall, which was okay considering maybe the amount of training and stuff I was putting
Hmm.
in. So I had no expectations, no pressure. I just wanted to go there and kind of race each race as well as I could
Hmm.
and kind of try to get a little bit of better form than what I'd shown through the year because I had been a little bit off, let's say.
And then you had this great heat. So you
Yeah,
won the
yeah,
heat, you dominated the heat. Let
yeah,
let's get into that clip.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this is an event with 12 elimination rounds, which is
yeah. It
incredibly
was
taxing.
Yeah, it
I
was a
guess.
lot. Yeah, it was a lot, So there have been some great racing. I think so this is on the final day. I had pretty good,
So
uh,
you had one early start in
yeah,
this event. So what are you
yeah,
thinking now? You're coming into this heat. You want to do well. You've already had a PMS. What
yeah.
is your mental state? What are you thinking? You of course want.
I'm just going to go. I was just going to go for it. And I noticed that we were all a little bit late for the start. So we're all just hacking it down the course. Most of the guys I knew were on bigger gear. They're on their big
Okay.
boards, 8.6s. I'm on my medium board, my 7.8. My only trouble with this is like you're rolling the dice. it had been a little bit patchy and a bit light, but I knew that I had really good speed in a straight line. So if I could just get a good start, which I did, I didn't have anyone covering me. And you can see here, I just about got over once I knew I was in front of everyone, I
Right.
could then kind of hold them off.
So
When
what?
in
How do you
full power to
do
that
that?
jive.
So
What's that?
what is the technique? So when you're coming into that first mark and you're trying to pull ahead like that, what are you doing? What are you doing to get that distance?
Oh, you're
During this
kind of
happen?
feathering your equipment. You're trying to find that perfect trim that you're all that's in the water is like as little as possible of your fin and your board, you know. So you're
Hmm.
just flying down that reach, you're just, you know, you're fully focused on getting as lit up as possible, but without obviously getting out of control.
Are you looking back at all? Do you know how far ahead you are at this point?
No, I kind of sense that I had just pulled ahead by that first mark, and then in the second reach, I'm just trying to build a bit of a lead, but at the same time, I'm not like taking any risks or anything like that. You know, like the good thing is like after like now, like we're
Mhm.
on the third reach already,
The last
and
thing.
I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to hold at least like the one guy off behind me,
Is there a
which
lot
is
of
Matteo.
pressure when you're going into the marks, into the jibe?
Yeah, there is, but like I think when you're ahead, and like this place is such a like racetrack, it's a
Mhm.
much easier way of getting, you know, like you kind of pick your line. You've got the smoothest water kind of
Right,
thing. Mateo's having to here, he's having to like drive through my weight kind of thing. So I've
right.
got the upper hand, you know, and I just kind of you're definitely easier to lead from the front, I think.
So here it's just you and Matteo, really. You're ahead of the pack. You're
Yeah, I
looking at the
doubt
mark.
like yeah, there's not really anyone, and he was pushing so much, Matteo, all the
Mhm.
way. Obviously, there was a massive
He was
implication
going
for
for
him
the
in the
world title.
yeah.
This race would determine the world title for him. Is that going through
Yeah,
your
well,
head
it was
as
definitely
well?
making things really interesting. And like, you know, so he's obviously, I'm like, oh, just leave me alone, you know, let me have this
Yeah,
one win. And he's just like going for me all the way because he knows those, you know, point 0.7 of a point or point 0.3
right.
difference, and is gonna, you know, could come down to that because it was such a tight battle between him and Pierre. But after this last drive, you know, the pressure's on the last drive, but
Right.
I drived it well. I came out tight, and you can see I'm above him. So like he's really got to go really far below me. But I knew that once I hooked in, and when I was going along on that last reach, he was not going to catch me, even though he
So
never really
what's
gave.
going through your head? So you're getting your
Right
first
now,
win
look,
of
you'll
the
see,
season.
yeah,
Yeah.
fist bump. So, like, obviously, I right there, I'm just going, yes, like, thank, I can still do this, you know, like, I haven't had great results all year, like, when you're not, like,
Mhm.
like, people are, not counting you out but, I definitely wasn't a focus of, like, people to watch out for
Mhm.
for the year, So that day and that race in particular, at the end of the season, it was just like I think I won a losers final even after, and then a last place in the final in the next race that I sailed over early, I think.
So
But
great job showing that you can still dominate. What
yeah, I mean,
what is
like it
this?
just made it gave me a bit of hunger for next season, and maybe
Right.
I'll train. But it looks like this season's actually not going to happen. So,
So
so I'm
what
just enjoying being a father instead now. So,
so what's next? What's next for Russ Williams? What does your year look like? What are your goals? Tell us
um,
tell us what
well,
you're looking
like
forward to.
I do a lot of like I am the agent in the UK, so that is pretty much a full-time thing. And also I'm quite heavy into some parts of the development of some of the sales for Gaastra, uh, like the hIgh wave sale. I've been trying to develop over the last year or so, just trying to do something a little bit
Mhm.
different. And I've actually been developing the wing foiling wings with Ulz, our kite designer. So that's actually been a lot of fun, and I'm really into that at the moment. Because
Cool.
of course I also kite surf, I do the wing. I'm a surfer, so like anything in and around the water keeps me entertained,
For
and
anyone who doesn't
because it's
know,
part of my job.
Ross is not only an amazing racer, but he's also an amazing wave rider. He's lived on Maui in the past and competed in events on the world tour, and always is a scary heat. You don't want to pull Ross. He,
I think maybe not because I think like maybe not because of being naturally one of the better sailors, but like I think I had always had a reasonable read of the water, so I could pick off a good wave, and I could fill that scorecard. Maybe I wasn't going to be the most flashiest.
I disagree. I disagree. I think you're incredibly
I knew that
flashy.
like if
I disagree. I gotta say, for the record, Ross does some of the best 360s, some of the best air takas that I've seen. They might not be all the time, but
no,
then there's these
the
flashes of
rarity.
brilliance, flashes
Yeah,
of insane talent, and he's incredible to watch on the race course and especially in the waves.
awesome.
Ross,
Thank you
thanks for
very much.
joining
I
us.
love you.
That
Yeah, thank
was
you, buddy.
that was a great heat to watch. Great
Thank you.
job, and I
Yeah.
really look forward to
Let's see
watching.
what the future holds for us.
Yep, let's see.
All the best to you and your
Thanks.
family, mate. Nice
Same.
one. Take care.